Hey everybody, welcome to Kill's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Scream 6. I have to say, I'm pretty excited. I don't know why, right? Maybe, and I could be really confused. So first of all, Scream, the original Scream, phenomenal, right? Some of the best, one of the best scary movies of all time in my book. And I you put it right up there with Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, those kinds of classics for me. Scream hit it. I was a little bit older then when that came out. Not older than the other movies. You get it. Anyway, I'm out of breath, just came downstairs. I'm excited. And I think it's the fact that they had the original Scream series. Scream 1 still the best. And then, they did a couple other things. Whatever, you watch them all, and that's great. And then it went away. And it was Scream 5, I believe, that was kind of, it came back. I think. That's what I feel in my mind. And I could be completely wrong. I'm just telling you what I think. And so now, here's the next version of, kind of the new version, if you will. Not that it's new. They didn't reboot it, which is fantastic. They brought back a lot of the old actors in it. Courteney Cox is back in this. Who's not in it is Neve Campbell. But we still got Jenna Ortega is in this. It's interesting that Skeet Ulrich is in this. I don't remember what happened in the last one that he would be back. I thought somebody else. Oh, Hayden Panettiere is in this as well. And that's all I recognize. So I thought somebody else. Oh, I thought Dermot Mulroney's in it, but Courteney Cox's husband, whatever his name was, I thought he might have been in it, but now I remember why he's not. Anyway, so I don't know. Here's the other thing, real quick. I know I'm as you can tell, I'm very excited. Hopefully, it holds my excitement the entire time. There's a friend of a friend, or kind of a friend of mine on TikTok who's been doing some reviews himself. His name's Ben Francis. Check him out. He does a really good job, and we have similar interests. And he saw the trailer for this, and I don't watch trailers. And he really played down the trailer. He's like, "This is silly." And the way he described it, I don't remember if he said this, but it made me think of when Jason Takes Manhattan, because evidently Ghostface comes to New York with a shotgun or something like that, and he's like, that's not what happens, Anyway, fast forward to him going to the movies and seeing it, and said it's probably his favorite, maybe his second favorite Scream of all time, and he really enjoyed it. So that's the other piece of it. Very excited about that. So check him out, but don't leave me. Stay if you want to continue watching my stuff. Thank you. But I'm gonna get into it and see if it's as good as Ben says. So stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching Scream 6. We're at the 1 hour 43 second mark. It's 2 hours and 5 minutes long, so we got a whole hour to go. I don't know. I'm mixed at this point, to be honest with you. I like it's quick, right to the point. Not a lot of it's a lot of action, and right from jump, which it normally is, I guess, which is part of the good thing. And it's kind of got this new going after the Carpenter sisters, right? Our two main characters, they have moved to New York, and now they're being hunted again, right? And Hayden Panettiere, who was in one of the other ones, is now an FBI agent, and she's back trying to help. Dermot Mulroney is the lead investigator in New York, whatever, so on and so forth. They have the people who survived from the last one and this one, and a couple of new ones. And one of the things, and I'm watching it, and I'm trying to, piece it all together. You're trying to figure out who it's going to be, and I'm really hoping it's going to, the ending is going to be as good as the first one, right? That was probably the best. Hopefully it's a meaningful kind of relation, not the stuff that they've been doing. It's it's them, who I don't even know, or whatever. They do the whole, they replay the whole scene from the beginning, with Jamie Kennedy saying, the rules, I think it was him, it might have been the other guy, but whatever, there's a rule to, all of this, and she does, there's the one character does the same kind of thing, in the same sense, slightly different, changing it, instead of this, it's not a sequel, prequel, you know what I mean, that whole thing, and it goes through, who's the suspect, who's not, and And maybe it's good for people who are seeing it now. Maybe didn't see the other ones, but like it's kind of like you're cheating. You used that whole scenario before, you just redid it kind of thing, and that kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. But I don't know. We'll see where it goes. It's edge of your seat. It's really quick, and you know, and my thing is trying to figure out who is it. And sometimes I get to the point it's like I think this is who it is, and then they you know, negate your thoughts on it. But I think they do that on purpose. Whatever. So we'll see. And I was thinking about this when I was watching the movie because I never remember. When this movie's over, it's out of my head. That's why I do my reviews the way I do them. You know, I talk about what I know in the beginning. I watch half of it and tell you a little bit, and then I wait till the other half. Because if I waited to the end, you're not going to get as much information, and probably the information that you get now isn't that great. So just imagine if I waited to the end. Sometimes I do that on shorter movies, but and I always forget what happens in the previous movie. So even though this one was more recent, anyway, I just thought of that. That was just me spewing thoughts on you. So let's see where it goes. Definitely higher body count so far, I feel like, and it was funny. I was telling my wife also, so I should give this warning. You know, they're not normally that gory. I don't remember, you know what I mean? There's stabbings. But this one seems a little bit more over the top on that. And maybe the other ones were, and I just forget, but I'm glad she didn't come down because I was totally wrong. So, there you go. Alright, let me get back to it. I'll be back. Hey everybody. We're at the credits of Scream 6, and I did enjoy it. I felt it was a little bit long. You know, 2 hours is a lot. But I thought they did a pretty good job, for the most part, you know, with the storyline and how they, you know, who's behind everything kind of thing. So, I do have some questions. I was just trying to think of it as I was coming back to it. You know, I took this, I didn't even mean this, no pun intended, but I took my stab at who I thought it was. I was close. So, and I won't go into any more detail right now with all of that. But I like the sisters. I think they're good match together. They kind of really do look like sisters, and the big sister and the little sister. So it's like a replacement for Sydney, although she was in the last one. So I think that is good. The friends, I like their characters, but you know, the big reveal, which is, you know, what's going down, what's all behind it. I don't know, it's hard for me to talk without spoilers. I do think if you've seen all the other ones, you're definitely going to watch this one, and it's not a waste. That's for sure. I think it's a pretty good one for them coming back. It's one of the better ones from, you know, since 1. Is it my second favorite? I'm not sure because I have very, very short-term memory, but it's worth a watch, let me tell you that. Now, let me just say a couple of spoiler alerts. So, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I have to talk a little bit more openly about it, right? I'm not going to ruin it for you, but how far is Woodsboro from New York? Question 1, right? I mean, and how does somebody get reassigned to there that quickly and then make this all happen, right? It seems like there was a lot of planning behind this, as I'm sure there is a lot of planning in the Scream stuff. I felt that this one was a lot more meaningful than some of the other ones where it's just like, yeah, it's just these random 2 people, blah, 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 blah. There are ones where it's more meaningful. This one's a little bit better, and you know what they're setting it up for. I just don't know if they'll go through with that, right? So at the end of this one, you know what they're playing with us on that one. And the other thing is the survival ability of a lot of these different pieces. You know, and you get a lot of time with the villain, you know, you think the villain's dead and then they sit right back up, that kind of thing. But there's, you know, more of that than I think there should be. So, I don't know. I just wanted to throw those couple of things out there. There are other things, but I'm not going to go into it too deep. I think, again, if you're a Scream fan, you're going to check this out, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. I'm not sure how I feel overall, but like I said, it's in the top 3 for me of Scream movies. So, I don't know how much more they can do, though, except for I think what we're all thinking after watching this one. So we'll see. We'll see. I think that's the only route left. So, alright, that's it. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you do, because it's kind of right out there. But thanks for tuning in. Hopefully I was helpful. Kimmel's Irish Pub.